Hi, my name is Phil Coutu, and you are live with Insurance Claims Radio. We're a show designed to help you, the public, the policyholder, with hail, fire claims, with our primary focus on property and casualty claims. We all here at the panel, we specialize in roofing and exteriors and interior damage as well. We've recently had many hailstorms in Colorado, and we're here to discuss your best methods of getting paid what is fair with the insurance company. Today's show, we're going to start off talking about Xactimate. On my panel, I've got James D'Angelo. James D'Angelo is a prominent public adjuster. For those of you who don't know what a public adjuster is, it's your own private insurance adjuster versus just relying on the insurance company's adjuster. James, who's got over 35 years experience in the business of restoration and public adjusting, can be reached at 303 885 3731. My next guest to the right of me is Ryan. He's with Blue Ribbon Contracting. He specializes statewide in residential and commercial roofing and insurance claims. His phone number is 72975 4253. And you have a problem with your residential roof or commercial, he's the guy to call. I am your host, Phil Coutu. I'm the owner of RooftopRoofing.com, PowerAppraisers.com, PowerAdjusters.com, and many others. I'm a licensed public adjuster in Colorado. I'm also licensed in many jurisdictions for roofing. My specialty is complex, commercial, large loss, problematic claims. Claims where someone says the insurance company denied me, but I don't believe them. Or the insurance company offered me repairs. I'm not sure if they're being honest. If you have some of these things happen where they say you have no damage, your roof can be repaired, use our preferred contractor. Oh, wait, I think we need an engineer to verify hail damage. Those are all red flags where you should call us. You can check me out at RooftopRoofing.com. We're a company that if we believe in your claim after we do a free analysis, remember we specialize in commercial claims, where we will finance deductibles if necessary, large deductibles on condos and commercial warehouses. And if we take on your claim, we will, with one of our specific contracts that gives us tremendous power, we will front all the costs to win that claim. Those costs can include engineers, meteorologists, much and different types of laboratory testing. It could be going to appraisal where we'll pay for the appraiser and the umpire. And if necessary, if we feel we've got a great claim and we need to litigate, we'll carry those costs too. So check us out at RooftopRoofing.com. We're going to get into a few things today for you, the public, the policyholder out there, and we are going to discuss the insurance companies use a specific software. One of the primary softwares, there's Symbility, is one software, and one of the main softwares is Xactimate, owned by Xactware. It's a pretty good software to utilize for components. But we're going to get into the pricing. We're going to talk about your contractor says I'm owed general contractor overhead and profit, and the insurance adjuster says, no, we don't pay that on roofs. So we're going to open up our panel. We got James D'Angelo, public adjuster, sitting to the left of me, and we got Ryan, who's a contractor with Blue Ribbon Contracting, sitting to the right of me. Guys, hey guys, what is your take on Xactimate? I'd like to know what you think about Xactimate. Do you utilize it? Is it fair? Do you find discrepancies in it? What are its limitations? I'm just looking for your personal opinions on this type of software as it relates to your insurance claims.
Well, basically, it's an estimating software, Phil, and there's several out there. There's Beck, RS Means, Marshall, Swift, but for some reason, most of the carriers now have zeroed in on this Xactimate, and they all pretty much like to use it. Therefore, the contractors have taken it on to use it also. But the fact of the matter is, it is just a tool, okay? It is not the marketplace. And unfortunately, the insurance carriers, they will teach their young new adjusters that come on board, and they say, okay, this is your Bible. Go out there and write the estimate this way. In one of your earlier segments, I had mentioned that an adjuster for an insurance company can't pay a claim if he doesn't know what the things are, what the tasks are, what the details, what really it takes to do the project. So a contractor, and what is estimating really when you get right down to it? Well, estimating is both an art and a science. The art part is where a contractor has all this knowledge and experience, and they can apply what happened before in their past to this project they're about to do. Plus, don't forget, they have to perform. They have a duty to perform, and they'd like to do it for a profit. Where the science part comes in is pricing it. That's the Xactimate side of it. But the problem with the insurance carrier only utilizing a limited knowledge from their adjuster, they don't get a market price. They get a hypothetical price. Now, you might want to say it's a starting price. Okay, fair enough. But it is not the market. So my gut on Xactimate, as long as everybody understands it's a tool and you've got to rely on licensed contractors, that's what needs to take place.
All right, we're going to take a quick break and we're going to come back with a discussion about Xactimate. I'm your host, Phil Coutu, here at Insurance Claims Radio. You can check us out at rooftoproofing.com. Do you have a commercial hail claim? Troubled hail claim? Underpaid claim? Missed damages? Bad faith? Possible legal action? Rooftop Restoration is a leading hail loss consumer advocate for poorly handled insurance claims. We specialize in hail damage, large commercial claims, and provide the total claims package risk-free. We pay and cover all expert costs, engineers, attorneys, roof inspectors, adjusters. We get you what you deserve under your insurance policy. Finance large deductibles, all the experts, experience, and stellar reputation with zero out-of-pocket costs. Risk-free. Call or text Rooftop Restoration at 720-296-3492. Call or text at 720-296-3492. That's 720-296-3492. And check us out at rooftoprestoration.com. All right, we are back and we're live at Insurance Claims Radio. We are talking about an insurance software that most adjusters utilize. It's called Xactimate. Hey, Ryan, so let's get your opinion on Xactimate.
I think Xactimate is like James said, it's a tool that's used to estimate. It's typically, I see it on the average side of what a contractor will do. So when you're using Xactimate, I think there's a couple of things that one, the homeowner needs to understand, and then the insurance, is that you always have deviations in what actually is going on, and that deviation doesn't always go for an average cost understanding. I think the second thing to understand is if you have a contractor that's really good at it, the insurance company typically doesn't love looking at our estimates because we understand how to code the system. Xactimate, in my personal professional opinion, was created to confuse an average contractor on how to negotiate and bid. Because if you don't get trained on Xactimate, you don't know how to sketch, you're off on a portion by less or more than an inch, you're losing money, right? So for the insurance company, it's a beautiful tool because as a contractor, and just so everybody knows, so I can let you know, I've been using Xactimate for over 7 years and I learn something new every day. And I'm not doing this as a plug, but I'm also on XM8 with Elena Wilson that shows you how to use Xactimate and how to do it. And we call her when we're in when we run into areas that you don't know, because what you don't understand is Xactimate, if you were to print the book out on all the coding, is like a textbook. So not everybody understands all the residential and all the commercial side of what to put into these areas, and you have to read every line item to understand what goes into it. So what do I think? It's an average-based tool.
I'd like to address one thing you said there, Ryan. Understand I've been in the industry way longer than Xactimate, and I was actually on some of the first versions of Xactimate. It wasn't put in place, or they didn't adopt it or underwrite it to confuse contractors. What it was there for, it's a tool, because prior to Xactimate, the way they really got claims done is their adjuster had to depend upon a Phil Coutu, a James D'Angelo, or a Ryan from Blue Ribbon to come out with them on every claim. Their adjusters were not capable of writing their own estimate. It took years for them to be able to do so. Now they can do it in a week by teaching their adjusters Xactimate. And Xactimate has evolved through the years. It's become a better product, okay? It really has. But what was the real intent? The real intent was to give a tool to their people and to control their costs. Okay, that's really what it comes down to. If you're an insurance company, you want to control what you're spending. Nothing wrong with that.
So let's bring that out. In the old days, when we're all older, before Xactimate was utilized that much, we would have storms. I can go back to storm in 1996, one of my really big hailstorms, and it was a smaller market. And within about 2 months, because there wasn't all these storm chasers, so people wouldn't show up, people didn't knock doors, your phone rang. They'd get 2, 3 months out, and cost and prices would double. Now, though, with Xactimate, you don't see that curve anymore because supply and demand. But with these softwares, and they say they're being legitimate, but they're gathering a lot of data from their own adjusters, what they're telling how to estimate. And so it can artificially suppress the market, which is really dangerous because if you want a really good contractor that has warranties, and a big storm comes through Colorado, or say a smaller market that only gets storms every 5 or 10 years, there's many of them. And it takes out a third of the city. And now everybody's a contractor, and every plumber's a contractor, and every carpenter's a contractor. Then that supply dries up in a couple of years. People go bankrupt left and right or out of business. So you don't even have a warranty. Before it used to be supply and demand. So that extra profit they would make would carry them through those 2 to 5 hard years, right? And contractors fall by the wayside. But now it's not going up at the same level, the spikes, as when storms hit. So it's really interesting. One of the other things is, so we're speaking about Xactimate, which is an insurance tool to price claims. It's a software developed by the insurance company. It's been resold several times with prominent insurance companies involved to, another company kind of mask the ownership. And one thing about Xactimate is it's not a bad tool for an adjuster, but the adjuster doesn't have real contracting experience. So a lot of times when I was an adjuster, the insurance company would limit our line items on a roof. But there's all kinds of things that come into play on a roof. Oh, you can only use 15% waste. This is a hip roof. But we've got a smaller hip roof and it's got 15 valleys on it. Well, any roofer knows you might be up at 22, 25% waste in that comparison. Oh, it's a gable roof, it's 10%. So, and then, okay, we're reusing vents. It's not direct physical damage by the hail. And you're like, what are you talking about? Or, now we use dimensional shingles, so we're not going to pay starter and ridge separate because before 3-tab shingle, you could actually cut them and use a lot of portions of shingle. So there's higher weights now. Or you know what? Our dumpster is 200 feet from the road. We got to carry stuff out in a wheelbarrow. Or, for example, I had an issue when I was an insurance adjuster where I was on Upper Captiva Island. I can't remember if it was lower or upper. I was doing both of them. But that you had to barge your stuff to the island. So the price was double on that island. And my insurance company said, this is crazy. We're not paying these rates. And I'm like, well, you should be. That's the going rate there. That can't be. I'm like, you guys, golf carts drive on the island. Not big trucks. They have little trailers with 1 and 2 square in them. They got to pull the golf cart over sand. They get stuck, get it to the main docking area, load it up in their trailer, and then, the barge comes 2-3 times a day and barge it off. It's expensive. This is the going rate. You owe a fair market value. Another thing you guys want to talk about Xactimate is the components. A lot of times insurance companies, oh, that's crazy. He's got all the components in it. Xactimate itself says that's a component-based software. If you don't have all the proper components, it doesn't become useless, but it's not as fair as a pricing. And it also is developing its pricing. It talks about cluster methods, top-down, up-down methods, and all this data it gets. And a lot of times the data is coming from preferred contractors that have a set price. It's coming from adjusters that have a set way to write an estimate or it gets kicked back. You're speaking to somebody here who's a former team lead with prominent insurance companies and been an adjuster for a multitude of insurance companies. And some of these insurance companies have different profiles with different pricing. It's fascinating. It's not a bad tool. I often utilize it because it's an accepted platform. But a lot of times I have custom line items to truly get to a fair price. And then they talk about fair prices, which we're going to get into overhead and profit and 20% for some of our listeners out there. Maybe even contractors can learn a little bit from this. And so when you have one contractor who's new, is his price going to be the same as an experienced contractor? When an attorney becomes an attorney and they're 28 years old, they might be getting paid $150 an hour and their firm's taking half of that. They're making $75 an hour. But then at 50 years old, that attorney, often an insurance attorney, might be making $400 or $350 an hour. There's different experiences and there's also what is expected. You know, I don't want to discriminate at all, but there's lower end homes. Well, they might be okay with a guy that's out of his garage in business 2 years doing his roof. He's got less costs, less overheads. He might have fake insurance, or his liability insurance was hooked up for a month. It's expired because he's saving the money. He's not carrying workers' comp at all in any way, or he's got a fake. He can do a lot with computers these days. These are all things that you have to take into account of what kind of person you want on your roof. And when you suppress a market or some of these softwares, not just Xactimate, some of these software tools by the industry are suppressing a market, not keeping up. You actually force some good contractors to cut corners. So although the insurance industry is going to argue and say, oh, I got a roofer that'll do it with this, is that who you want on your roof? Is it? And these are things we're going to discuss here. We're going to take a break shortly. We're going to come back. We're going to talk about the components. We're going to talk about Xactimate, what you can do if you have a higher price. And you are live right now with Insurance Claims Radio. I'm your host, Phil Coutu with Rooftop Roofing. Check me out at rooftoproofing.com. Our phone number, you can text or call 720-296-3492. That's 720-296-3492. And we're going to take a quick break. Do you have a commercial hail claim? Troubled hail claim? Underpaid claim? Missed damages? Bad faith? Possible legal action? Rooftop Restoration is a leading hail loss consumer advocate for poorly handled insurance claims. We specialize in hail damage, large commercial claims, and provide the total claims package risk-free. We pay and cover all expert costs, engineers, attorneys, roof inspectors, adjusters. We get you what you deserve under your insurance policy. Finance large deductibles, all the experts, experience, and stellar reputation with zero out-of-pocket costs. Risk-free. Call or text Rooftop Restoration at 720-296-3492. Call or text at 720-296-3492. That's 720-296-3492. And check us out at rooftoprestoration.com. Hi, I'm your host, Phil Coutu. You are live with Insurance Claims Radio. I'm also the owner of rooftoproofing.com, Power Adjusters, Power Appraisers, a multitude of other companies. I've been doing this business for over 34 years. I've got next to me to the left, James D'Angelo, prominent public adjuster with over 35 years experience in this industry. He can be reached at 303-885-3731. I've got Ryan with Blue Ribbon Contracting. His phone number is 720-975-4253. He specializes in residential roofing and commercial roofing. Myself, I specialize in only commercial roofing and problematic claims. If you have a denied claim, an underpaid claim, an insurance carrier that says, oh, you have repairs, or everyone else is getting a roof in the area and he says, I just don't see any damage, we are the company to call. If we believe in your claim, we'll give you our honest opinion. If we believe in that claim, we have options where we can finance large deductibles, 5% deductibles with condominium associations, large warehouses, people that don't have that $300,000-$400,000. They have a big claim, and they got to spread it out over 2 to 5 years. We will also, if we take on your claim, we will do the full forensic assessment. We will pay all the costs of experts, attorneys, engineers, roof inspectors, laboratory tests, meteorologists. If we take on your claim, we plan on winning your claim. If there's litigation costs, we will handle that as well. Anyways, we are live. We're getting back to Xactimate. We're talking about the components. Have you guys ever had an estimate, residential or commercial, where it comes back and there's like 4 or 6 components on a roof or an interior in the claim?
Certainly. Once again, I'm going to just reference the insurance company's adjuster. If they don't have the knowledge that the contractor has, they can't write a full estimate, a complete estimate. And it's going to be, and I hate to use the term short-scoped, but it is short-scoped. It lacks all the components necessary to do the job properly. Another thing I have learned, this Xactimate software, and I mentioned earlier, there's several others in the marketplace, but the predominant one with insurance companies today is Xactware or Xactimate. It has a support system. It's called its white pages. And the white pages are there to support how you use the various tasks or the various codes in this software program. What I have found over the years, and you'll find this very interesting, the insurance adjusters from the carrier side, when you demonstrate that the white papers say, hey, you're supposed to be doing this, they say, well, we don't use the white pages. And my argument at that point is, well, how can you use the software if you won't recognize the white pages that support it?
100% correct. I mean, I agree with that because the white paper outlines what the general contractor gets the 10 and 10 paid for. In fact, we use that on every opening statement when we send it off to the insurance company. But I think the other portion that you mentioned too, James, is that they shortlist the line items, and not necessarily because I think they're trying to lie or not give the customer everything. They just don't understand.
They don't know.
They don't know, and you can't put in there what you don't know. And there's so many line items that if you don't understand it, you don't know what to do. And then the contractor's typically better at coding it. So what do we mean by coding? There's actually, believe it or not, and if you're out there and you're a listener, you're going to learn a little bit about Xactimate, is that the insurance company codes it in their favor all the time. So when you code it into what the contractor needs to move it. So I'm going to give an example. They have in shingles, you can take it off with no haul off, which is their typical modus operandus, is to give you that line item, where you might not have a dump truck. You might actually take it, shoot the shingles off into a truck or a trailer and go and dump it. And that's usually with the haul off. And then if you don't have a DMO crew, you've got an RFG and you RFG the line item, it increases by, I would say, about 95%. It goes from 5437 to roughly 141.
You know, what does all this really mean, though, to the insured?
I mean,
You know, this technical talk, RFG.
to the insured, it's not giving the contractor enough money to do the job.
That's my point. That's where I wanted to go, Ryan. You know, what we're trying to do here is educate the insured, that either homeowner or building owner, that your insurance company is not trying to cheat you. The fact of the matter is they've underwritten a software program that benefits them. You need your own experts. They're going to want to recommend their own contractors. The truth of the matter, they're going to make you hire that contractor. So if you're not satisfied with that contractor, that's going to be on you. So do your own due diligence and find your own contractor, find your own expert, find your own adjuster.
Find somebody that actually knows Xactimate and ask those questions. I mean, do you really understand the software? Is there situations that you've been in where you've been able to talk the insurance into giving you exactly what you needed to do the work? Because there's contractors, like James said, that are on third-party administrators that don't understand the software and are running on line items. And Phil said this before, that they have specialty pricing that the contractors are held to, that they have to manage. And if you want a quality product that's done right, that you're going to be warranting on, you need to make sure you hire the right person. That burden of proof is on you.
All right, and we're going to get back to even more about pricing. If you go do a quick Google search on the internet and you look at percentage of roofers that go into business in 5 years, in 1 year, percentage of contractors that go business, you're going to find studies that range all the way from 40% in 5 years all the way up to 90%. So we have an insurance industry that prides themselves on using their softwares that are establishing a fair price. But they're establishing often a lot of their pricing is coming from those contractors that can't stay in business. 50, 60, 90% within 5 years. So you got to ask yourself, do I want a company that's been in business more than 10 years? Which when you start getting up to 10 years, it's like 90%. So these are all important things to ask yourself. And when you realize that a lot of these companies have fake insurance, fake workers' comp, even though you might see it, you know, who's got time to call on everything? And then sometimes these companies are so big, you can't even find out if the insurance even exists because, you know, who's got 30 minutes to go through the weeds and figure that out. So we're talking about what's fair. So sometimes you might have a contractor that's $15,000 for a roof versus a contractor that's $25,000 for a roof. And you're like, oh, this guy's ridiculous, blah, blah. But are we really comparing apples to apples? Do you have a legitimate businessman, 35, 40 plus, has kids, has a house, has a business that's been in business 10 plus years, has got a good reputation overall, maybe has the occasional BBB complaint. Everyone gets an occasional, no matter what type of company you are. But he's been in business. He's charging money. You're going to call him. Something bad happens. A dump truck breaks a brake line. This has happened to me. The dump truck runs into the back of the garage and takes out 10 feet of it and damages your upper room. It's a $100,000 bill. A lot of the roofers people are hiring are just going to be gone, or you might try to sue them. Find they even have liability insurance. It was a fake. These are things to consider. You're looking for quality contractors. And quality people. The people we have sitting here at the table, they've all been vetted or we've known them for many years. We've got gentlemen here with 20 years experience and 35 years experience. Myself, I've been in this industry since I'm 13. Getting old, it gives me 34 years experience in roofing, general contracting, and several decades now in adjusting. I actually ran an insurance adjusting company running upwards of 18 adjusters in some of the hurricanes decades ago. So we're just speaking about this, and when you get those estimates and they're deficient, when you get an insurance company, it's got 4 or 6 line items for the roof. The insurance company, you should question that. Is that fair? And even if you have another roofer come up or another contractor and he's saying, oh yeah, I can do it for that, I can do it for that, be very, very wary, because a lot of times you do get what you pay for. There's scammers out there too. Hey, there's guys trying to gouge the system and manipulate the software. Look at every line item, ask them to explain it to you, or if you have something that just looks unreasonable they've thrown in there, ask them why. So we're going to take a quick break. Or no, we're wrapping up the show on this one. This is coming up to our half hour. I'm just looking at the producer. I'm Phil Coutu. You're live with Insurance Claims Radio. I can be reached at 720-296-3492 or check us out at rooftoproofing.com. Do you have a commercial hail claim, troubled hail claim, underpaid claim, missed damages, bad faith, possible legal action? Rooftop Restoration is a leading hail loss consumer advocate for poorly handled insurance claims. We specialize in hail damage, large commercial claims, and provide the total claims package risk-free. We pay and cover all expert costs, engineers, attorneys, roof inspectors, adjusters. We get you what you deserve under your insurance policy. Finance large deductibles, all the experts, experience, and stellar reputation with zero out-of-pocket costs. Risk-free. Call or text Rooftop Restoration at 720-296-3492. Call or text at 720-296-3492. That's 720-296-3492. And check us out at rooftoprestoration.com.